Hello, welcome to Brunch with Believers. So last week we talked about being planted and you being good soil for the sower, God, to plant good seeds on for harvest, right? So this week, what we're going to do is take it a step further. So I'm going to start by explaining the concept of this perpendicular relationship that we have. So our relationship with God is vertical. It comes from here. We praise, he sends blessings. That's how our relationship works vertically. But then the expectation is that you receive and then you give. So it's important for you to know that once you receive, you give. And so one of the things that I'll just tell you what I do every morning in my morning prayer is I ask God, I ask to receive certain things. I ask him to receive joy, peace, blessings, discipline, all the things that under discernment, wisdom, knowledge, all of these things. And his expectation is he'll give them to me as long as I'm willing to pour them back out, like I do with you all, basically. And so I just wanted to share today about planting on good soil, because so many of you being athletes, you have access and privilege, and some of you being professional athletes, and now on the collegiate level with the NIL, you have access to more than the average person probably. And so, and it's not just about the things that you receive on a material level. It's literally, you are blessed. You have received from God this platform, this opportunity. And so he expects you to give back. Like today's lesson is very practical from the beginning. Like there is no, I may give steps at the end, but I'm just saying, just know that it's a perpendicular relationship. You receive, you give. And so we're going to talk from 2 Corinthians 9:10. Right? And so I'm going to read it to you. So I might be looking away a little bit. This most generous God who gives seed to the farmer that becomes bread for your meals is more than extravagant with you. He gives you something you can then give away, which grows into full-formed lives, robust in God. So in other words, when you receive and you give, you're giving life, like you're making it possible for other people to experience Jesus Christ in a most magnificent way that what you would hope would then lead them to want to serve the same God that you serve. So I give an example of just, if I ask God for a kind-heartedness today, then somebody does something to me that is kind of like mean. If I don't give them what they give me, but instead give them what God gave me, which was kind-heartedness, regardless of what they did, then I am practicing what he's asking of us to do here in 2 Corinthians, right? Paul is making it real clear for us. And so once you have that understanding that, okay, that what I get, I give. And again, please hear me. This is not just about material things. It's the joy. When you experience the joy, you give it out freely to people. You show it in the way that you react and interact with them. I don't know, many of you may not know, but I'm a life coach in my career. And so I'm always telling people, like, what's in your circle of control? You have actions, reactions, and interactions, and they're all in your control, your reactions, actions, and interactions. And so even if somebody's in a bad mood, but you're able to give them some joy just through the way that you interact with them, then you have just given them something, a blessing. So keep that in mind. So please be good farmers. So now what I want to talk about more to the point is good soil, right? We talked about good soil as you being good soil last week, but now I want to talk about where you plant good soil. So I will say, this is the one practical thing I will say. Ask the Holy Spirit for discernment. Discernment being the instinct that you get, the instruction you get from the Holy Spirit that'll kind of lead and guide you So if you're asking in the mornings when you pray or whenever you pray, like, give me discernment, then he'll help you understand exactly who and what you're supposed to put your energy, your thoughts, your, like, it will all work out like that. Like, you will literally get like, this person is somebody that I need to do something for. I will give you a story that, like, I know everybody knows, if you, especially if you live in like a major city, people are struggling. And so you'll see a lot of people, what they call panhandling, basically asking for money. They'll be standing on the side where a light is, a stoplight or something like that with signs, asking for money. And we all have our different philosophies on what we should do. But I always practice discernment in those situations. God, is this someone that I should give freely to? And so if it is, and I don't typically carry cash, but if I have it and I hear him tell me, I will do it. I remember this just happened recently where I got on the elevator with my friend. She came to visit and got on the elevator at her hotel to go up, and there was $10 on the ground. And she was like, oh, look, it's $10. I picked it up and I took it. I was like, oh, that'll pay for my parking. I just paid to come and see you. That's what I was thinking in my head. And so I go about my business. I leave. The next day I get up to go. We were going somewhere. And I get ready to come back to the hotel because I came home. And there's a young lady and her mother standing on the side of the road by the light. And I heard just as clearly in my discernment from the Holy Spirit to give that $10. And I didn't even hesitate. I just took it out and I gave it to them. And it was such a blessing. They were so excited. They even were like, oh, thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. And we didn't want to say anything, but like we could smell how good you smell from like when you stopped at the light, and how beautiful your voice was as you were singing. And that made me, they did the same thing back to me, right? So literally, it is important for us to plant on good soil, just like we are good soil. So that perpendicular relationship again. So please, please, please be clear that this is the practical way of making sure that not only are you blessing people, but you are blessed. Like, remember that that's where your blessings come from, in blessing other people. So be really cognizant of this. You all have, like I said, you get so much more than the average person with what you're blessed with, whether that's the opportunities or the financial opportunities, the platform of just people know who you are, so you can speak to things that other people might not be able to speak to, and people will listen to you. You don't know just how much you would make somebody's day just by you being, who you are, and being receiving from God, and then pouring those things back out to people on a daily basis. I'm telling you, it is game changing. And so I want you all to really put this into practice if you can in your lives, because it will make a difference for you. And so I just want you to make sure that the practical way you implement this in your life is seeking those opportunities to pour back out. It's like I said, using that discernment, saying, God, what is it that you want me to do today? Who do I bless? Like, let me know, Holy Spirit, as I move along my way, who do you want me to bless? It might be like, for some of you, it could be as simple as a little kid that's there at your practice, and you just go up and you say, hey, or you sign something for them. That can make their day. But what you did was you practiced generosity. You were kind-hearted. You gave from yourself. It's not, again, this is not just about your money. This is truly about you, the person. So I hope that this helps, and I want you all to interact with me. Please visit my YouTube channel. This is where the whole video is. You might see pieces of this in my other social media. By the way, TikTok, it's _crowned_1. IG, it is _crowned1. And so just interact with me. The YouTube channel is the Crowned One. So please, please, please. I am so excited that God gave me this assignment. My heart is for the athlete. And so I want you all to truly just interact. Let me know how you think this is going. If there's something you want to ask me about, ask me. I'm happy to respond. This is just, I love what I do. And I want to, this is me doing my perpendicular duty to God gives me things and I give them back. I pray before I do these. I pray like literally, what is it you want me to talk about? All of that before I even, have these talks with you all. So I hope this is helping. And thank you for joining us for chapter 3 called Planting of Brunch with Believers. And I'll see you again next week.